Okay, let's see if we can get this situated here. Is that better? Okay, please. Hi there. Wow, there's a lot of people that are on the Instagram here. I'm gonna please let me know how the audio is. Okay, so can you guys hear me? Hi, Afreen. How are you? Good morning. Or I don't know what time it is there. Okay, so can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me? You can hear me. Okay, good. Okay. Can you guys hear me too? I'm on Instagram Live as well as Glam Mubs is here. So yeah, let me know if you guys can hear me, and then we will get started. If you have any questions, I can start off with some questions, but because as the because as the live goes on, like more questions start coming in. I'm still trying to find a good angle where I can see both of you guys at the same time, but it seems like I have to look up and then look down. So, okay, so any questions that you guys have? Oh, you know what? I was going to answer someone's question. I said I would answer it on the live. Oh, shoot. I usually look it up on the phone, but now that I'm using my phone for live, I'm not really sure. Hi there, Jamu Creative Girl. Okay, so let me know where you guys are coming from. I know one of them's coming from Australia. And Afreen, where are you coming from? So, oh my gosh, I'm getting distracted by these. Okay. Tell me the good products for dry, sensitive skin. So, dry, sensitive skin can be caused by several different things, and it's not all the same. So a lot of times now what I am seeing, and this is again generally speaking, is young people today have more dry, sensitive skin than ever, and that is because of the types of products that are being offered, skincare products that are being offered. I see an over exfoliation. So one of my clients actually emailed me a link to, I forgot what his name was. I'm surprised. I watched a couple of his videos. He has really good videos. I think his name is Dr. Berg, I think it is. And he mentioned in the video about best foods for wrinkles or something like that. And he was talking about how so many people, they're trying to disinfect their skin. You cannot disinfect skin. You can only sanitize skin. There's 3 levels of sanitizing. Skin, you can only sanitize, and that's the lowest level. And then comes disinfection and then sterilizing. He said sterilize skin. You cannot sterilize live tissue. And he's saying that a lot of women are overwashing their face, and that's actually not true. It's actually over exfoliation. So with the dry, sensitive skin, the first thing we want to find out is what is causing the dry, sensitive skin, because there's so many different things that can cause it. So once you find out, then you can treat it effectively. And the reason why I say that is because I get a lot of DMs and emails and comments on my YouTube saying, I tried this product. Hi, Phoenix. Hi, Melasma. Abu Dhabi? Oh my gosh. What time is it there? So one of the things is I tried this product. I tried that product. It's it's not helping my dry skin. And the reason why is because we may not be addressing the right product for that. A lot of times people get mixed up dry skin with dehydrated skin, and a lot of times their sensitivity is caused by overexfoliation because they don't have any of the oils in their skin and the essential fatty acids in their skin that kind of protects their skin from the environment, making it very sensitive. So the way that you can find out is if you add, like, let's say you put on a hydrating mist, right? Oh, 9 p.m. Oh, it's in the morning here. And if you spray your face with like a hydrating mist and then you add moisturizer on top, and that really helps, that means your skin, the top layers of your skin, is dehydrated. If your skin is starting to like crack open, right, then that means you don't have enough oils or essential fatty acids. Hi, Victoria. In your skin. So the best thing that you can do, Afreen, is to do that test first to find out, because I can name you, I love these hearts, because if I tell you a certain product, Afreen, and you and it doesn't work, then that means that it's not necessarily one or the other, right? So example, if your skin is dehydrated, right, and you're putting thicker and thicker and thicker products on your skin, and it's not working, it's because your skin is lacking water, not oil. So you do that test first, Afreen, before I tell you a certain product. And if you're doing the mist and you're putting on, your skin is still feeling really dry, then you need more emollients and you need more products that have fatty acids in them. And usually when I say fatty acids, I'm talking about they'll have oils in them, different types of oils, because in the oils, whether it's nut oils or some kind of plant oil, it'll have the essential fatty acids in them. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. Okay. Hey there. Anne from Texas. Crepey dehydrated skin, and I cannot fix it. So, Anne, I don't know when you joined in, but that's what I was talking about. Is that you have to do that test. Okay. So that test is spray your face with a hydrating mist that has humectants in it, then layer your face on top of it with a moisturizer, okay? And if that doesn't help do the trick, then your skin is probably lacking more oils than water, okay? My skin feels dry after I spray rose toner and then I apply moisturizer. Okay, so is it just rose water? It has to have humectants in the toner, and it has to be a spray, not the cotton. The cotton is a different formulation. It's meant for a different formulation. Does that make sense? Okay. Let's see. I have freckles and here we go. Applying lemon with rose water will lighten a bit. Okay, so this is the thing with the lemon, you guys. Lemon has a really low pH. The lower the pH is, the more acidic it is. And that is what leads to sensitivity. Now, citric acid, which has the vitamin C, I want you guys to look this up because we don't have really a lot of time. But when you squeeze a lemon, if you notice that on the outer part of the lemon, oils come out, which is the essential oils of that, the citric oil, that, and you get that onto your hands, or you get that, and it sometimes gets into the juice, and then you get sun exposure, you can get phytophotodermatitis. And that's, look that up. And that's another type of hyperpigmentation. So I don't recommend that. Yes, thank you for those hearts. Love those hearts. I'm working for those hearts. So urea good humectant other than hyaluronic acid? Yes, that's another type of humectant. So you can use that on there. Okay. The Truth Treatment Dermal Seed Balm is amazing for dry skin. It's full of fatty lipids, I believe. Okay, so see, so this is actually a good example. Let's say the person had dehydrated skin and they're thinking their skin is really dry, and they put on those balms, or something that's it doesn't have a lot of water. It has more of the waxy esters in there. That's not going to help. So that is for someone who has dry skin. So once you find out that you actually have dry skin, that will work because they're lacking those fatty acids. Okay. Teddy Roosevelt. Hi, Christy. Is it true that eating certain foods may influence our skin color? For example, my Asian grandparents said soy sauce may darken my skin tone. Okay, so part of it is yes. If you eat too much of something, it can. So, for example, if you eat foods that have high in beta carotene, so let's just say carrots, if you eat enough carrots, right, it's going to make your and it's a lot of carrots, but if you do eat a lot of that, it's going to make your skin like a tinge of orange. You're going to look a little orangey. So, soy sauce, I don't think so. I don't think soy sauce would, because it's so salty. I think it limits people from eating way too much of that to even darken your skin tone. But beta carotene has shown foods that have beta carotene in them, especially carrots, can darken your skin tone. Also, if you're lacking certain nutrients, it can make your skin, you can look super white or super gray. If you've ever if you've known anyone that's gone through chemotherapy or cancer, and then because they don't want to eat, they're lacking the nutrients, and so they're very sickly, right? So they look really, really gray. Or if you've had anyone that you visited in hospice where they look really gray, they're not eating, their body is shutting down. So that can also affect it as well. And someone who has really good skin tone, they're obviously, very, very healthy. If their skin looks really ruddy, they're more prone to sensitivity. So for example, if you drink caffeine or you eat something spicy, for people who have that ruddiness, okay, then what happens is that they get even more red, right? Because it's causing that inflammation. It is increasing that skin, skin to get inflamed because they're getting hot. So in certain examples, yes, but just because you're eating too much of certain foods, not like in this instance, when you say soy sauce, I don't think so. Okay. Julie is from the UK. Hi, Julie, for stopping in. Nice. Persona 58. Can humectants increase the penetration of actives such as tretinoin? I'm always applying HA Essence before putting on my tretinoin. So this actually is, so those of you who are using tretinoin, so if you apply any products before the product that has the tretinoin, it's going to dilute and slow down absorption rate, which can be good if you have a sensitivity to tretinoin. Okay. But humectants increasing the penetration of actives, no, because humectants attract water, right, from the air or from the other products that you're adding on your face, but it doesn't actually increase the penetration. That is why a lot of times, and again, it depends on the type of product, but if you are using an active like vitamin C or tretinoin, and you want that to go into your skin, you apply that on your skin first. Okay. So I hope that helps. And for other people who are more sensitive and they want to slow the absorption rate of these actives, then you can apply Yay! Yes. So then you can apply the um, whatever on your face first to kind of like slow down the penetration of those actives. Okay. Okay, so I wanted to touch upon people who are using, like you, this is a good segue actually. If you're using tretinoin, if you're using Retin-A or any type of retinol or other than, I mean, that's an AHA, but let's talk about like glycolic acid or salicylic acid, which is a beta hydroxy acid, or any of these things. That is to treat. Okay, so that is to treat age spots, uneven skin tone, hyperpigmentation, acne spots, melasma. In what it's doing is it's increasing the skin cell turnover rate so that you're exfoliating more skin, so that pigmented skin on the top, right, gets exfoliated more. The downside to that, as you probably noticed, is it increases photosensitivity, right? So what happens is when you wear sunscreen, you have to remember the FDA a few years back prevented the word sun block. So you don't see that anymore on the labeling as far as the US goes. You have to say sunscreen, because they said that by using the word sunblock, it was misleading the consumer to think that it was completely blocking all UV rays from getting to your skin. It was creating a false sense of security. So now they have to label it with sunscreen, which basically means some level of UV rays is getting in. So now in the summertime, the UV rays are stronger because the earth, it's the way that in the summertime the rays are closer to the earth, so it's stronger. So when you make your skin photosensitive, you are all going to notice, any of you who are dealing with trying to lighten your skin, at some level, you're all going to notice, if you continue to use this, your skin, your hyperpigmentation will get somewhat darker. And that is because the rays are stronger. Even if you're avoiding the sun, just by going outside, the rays are stronger. So your skin is photosensitive. So it's going to get darker with that. And also temperature, clinical studies have also shown that temperature also increases melanin activity. So the counterproductive thing most people will do is they will actually try to apply more. I love those hearts. More to lighten it, but what they're doing is actually making their skin even more prone to the pigmentation. So what you may want to consider doing is using alternatives from those. I'm not saying to completely stop exfoliating. You need to decrease exfoliation. So let's say you're doing it every day. You have to do it every 2 to 3 days, or depends on how old you are too, and how fast naturally you desquamate. And you may need to apply more sunscreen and use more things that help suppress the melanin activity versus just increasing the skin cell turnover rate, if that makes sense. Okay. And that's the same if you're using these products to help minimize fine lines and wrinkles, right? Is you need to use it less in the summertime, because you're thinking that if you use more, you're actually going to thin out the top layer of your skin even more and make it more prone to sun damage. Okay. So let's see. I'm 51 and paying the price for the woeful lack of education about sun damage when I was a little girl. I have melasma, rosacea, age spots, crisscross lines under eyes, which would be the nickname for those probably is crow's feet. So so Julie is so during the 70s, the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s, they did not promote about sun damage. It was more about getting tan. I remember that. And the fact that she has, if she has rosacea, Julie, you know, that is inflammation of the skin, and just by having rosacea can age your skin even faster because of the underlying inflammation that is happening. So with someone like Julie, if she was my client, obviously I don't know what you look like, Julie, but I would do everything I could to decrease that inflammation, because inflammation over time is what breaks down the collagen and elastin. Initially, it actually stimulates more collagen and elastin to help heal the skin. But if it's constantly this low level of white blood cells going to that area where they think that infection is, because they think inflammation, your body thinks inflammation, there's an infection. So they're going to try to fight that infection. So if it continues with this low level of inflammation, that is what causes the breakdown. Okay. Okay, let me take one of these here. What is a humectant toner? Can you tell me some? I have fair skin and I once got rosacea because of using a steroid cream. I didn't know that it had steroid. It made my skin sensitive. My veins show. Okay, so humectants in toner, or it could be in lotions and conditioners. It can be any, those are type of ingredients. So like glycerin, sodium PCA, urea, of course, hyaluronic acid, or it could say sodium hyaluronate in there. Those are just some of the things that you can use as it draws moisture to the skin. That's what's in the product. Okay, that's what draws the moisture to the skin. Can you use sunblock under the eye area? Yes, but please be careful, because if it's a chemical sunscreen, that is more likely to cause sensitivity around the eyes if you have sensitive skin. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to go back and forth here. Any home remedies that works for lightening freckles naturally? So if they're freckles from like they're called solar lentigenes. That's the name of them. You can use, if you say home remedy like you can make at home, not really. I mean, you'd have to get something that's actually formulated for that, and that the more natural types of things that you can use is kojic acid in there. You can use licorice root extract. You can use oh, what's that other one? Oh my gosh, there's like a whole list of them. Bearberry extract. And also the highest amount in the kojic acid that's common in is, I don't know if you can get this, is shiitake mushrooms. Shiitake mushrooms have a high amount of kojic acid in there. Okay. You can also do light licorice root extract. That really helps. Hi, ma'am. I'm from India. This is, oh gosh, Nateu Mero. She's from India, or he's from India. I'm not sure. My skin is normal. I have some black spots on my face, a bit like freckles. What treatment should I take? Okay. When they're black, it could be freckles, or if you were born with them, but I would have to see them actually, because sometimes, not that you have them, sometimes when people form black spots, they should get them looked at, especially if the border is irregular, because it could be skin cancer or at the beginning stages of skin cancer. I'm not saying that that's you, but I'd have to look at them before I actually told you or some recommendations, because really, if you're a licensed professional, you can't really give specific protocols unless you actually have you meet with the person or you have a consultation. Okay. Does melasma ever go away? Okay. That depends. So for some people, the melasma comes because of hormones. It's hormonally driven, like for example pregnancy, mass. So sometimes women will get like melasma like this. It'll go up here, it'll come around their eyes, and um and so it gets darker and darker as they are pregnant and or they breastfeed. And then during that time, if they also got a lot of sun, it's more difficult to fade. But if it was hormonally driven and they got it during that short period of time when there was a surge of hormones, like during pregnancy, a lot of times that will fade over time. However, if they got it because of long-term hormonally driven, such as birth control or hormone replacement therapy or some kind of thyroid medication, that in combination with sun exposure, that is difficult. You can fade it, but it can come back over time. And a lot of it is if you are taking, someone was talking about, who was it? A Freen, about the steroid medication, that long term can also induce hyperpigmentation. Okay. Okay. Oh, thank you so much, me Ann. Is showering with cold water better for skin? I don't know if it's necessarily better for skin. If you have inflammation, it'll actually reduce some of the inflammation by reducing the temperature of the skin. But if you're showering with really, really hot water, it can tend to dry out the skin, right? So does dehydrated skin absorb actives better? Depends on what it is. So when you have hydrated skin, you have a nice balance of water and oil on your skin. It's not a better of absorption rate, because if you don't have any oils on your skin, let's say, and then you put on tretinoin or retin-A, it's going to be absorbed into there faster because you don't have any barrier on your skin between the skin and the product that you're using. So no, it's not. That's not necessarily true. It just depends on what the product is. So if you have for example, if you have really dry, cracked skin, right, your barrier is compromised, and you put on something that's acidic, your skin is going to feel that more because there's nothing that is protecting the skin. Your barrier is compromised. It's just going to go right into the skin. So that's why you always hear about dry, sensitive skin. The skin is more sensitive because there's no protection between that. Okay. Let me see here. Okay. Let's see. Can we have both dry and dehydrated skin? Yes, you can. Okay. Dry, dehydrated skin. So that's why I'm saying if you can have dry and dehydrated skin, and that's usually, when I see that, is usually people who are using retin-A. They usually have both dry and dehydrated skin. That's why you get the sensitive skin and the peeling as well. So Afreen, if you I think, was it you that I was speaking with as far as like the type of products that you can use? And if you were in India, was that you? I can't remember who I was DMing with that. So that's why I'm saying, if you are in a different country, I'm not going to know unless I see the ingredients list. Okay. What is the night care routine when using hydroquinone at night? Just left Hawaii and got the pigmentation. Okay. Okay. So first of all, pigmentation does not form like overnight. it actually takes some time before it actually makes its way to the surface of the skin. By the time it gets to the surface layer of the skin, the pigmentation was actually forming underneath the skin, and it works its way up to finally you can actually see it up on the stratum corneum, the epidermis of the skin. Right? So if you're going to use hydroquinone, first of all, if it what is a night care routine? Well, that depends on your skincare, and is the hydroquinone, is it like a cream, or does it also have tretinoin or retin-A in it? Because obviously you would have to use that at night, and typically if you're using that, that has to go directly on the skin, and then let it dry completely before adding any moisturizers on there if you still need that. Okay. Let's see. I have a little melasma. What can I use for it? Okay, so Wanda, that is a good question. It just depends on what your skin type is and if you have sensitive skin, because there are different formulations for with hydroquinone or retin-A in the summertime. Okay, so this is the irony. Okay, when I used to do lots of treatments, the most I would get more requests to do peels in the summertime versus the wintertime, because during the summertime is when people would start noticing even more pigmentation or darker pigmentation, so they want to treat it during that time. But you actually want to do the more, no, I don't want to say aggressive, but more treatment of hyperpigmentation is actually during the winter. And then during the summer, I know it's counterintuitive, but in the summertime, you actually want to suppress the pigmentation, not by exfoliation so much, because that'll just make your skin more photosensitive, but by suppressing the melanin production. And that's when you would use things that have like I had mentioned before, the kojic acid, the licorice root extract, the bearberry extract, the raspberry extract, things like that. So you're suppressing it versus trying to slough it off. Okay, does that make sense? So I talked about that one sunscreen. Somebody wrote in the comments about the sunscreen. So that is why if you go onto my website, there you will see the Lyric Clinical SPF 30. It's got 21% zinc. Now it's rather sheer, but it is 21% zinc oxide, and it does have several ingredients that inhibit tyrosinase activity, and that's an enzyme that we make that actually you need to help convert that melanin to turn brown. So when you suppress that, you actually slow down that pigmentation formation. Okay, and that's especially important for people who are darker, because the darker you are, obviously the more pigmentation that you make. Okay, let's see. I'm going to scroll back here. Back in high school. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, it was you, Efrain. Yeah, so that's why I have to see, because sometimes the products that I'm very familiar with, I used to get these responses where people would say, but I can't get that in my country. So now I have to, like, obviously there's different, and even the same product sometimes has the different ingredients in there as well. Okay, so here's the next question here. Can tretinoin be used in the summer, or is it best to switch to a good retinol? I personally, I don't know how to even say your thumbnail. Eva Newton? Oh, hello, Eva Newton. Oh my gosh, hello. Eva Newton. Okay. So, I personally, because just looking at your thumbnail that you have darker skin, I would avoid that. because you're more prone to pigmentation, and fair-skinned people are more prone to fine lines and wrinkles, because when skin responds differently. The darker your skin is, typically the thicker your skin is, right? And so you may not necessarily see it in fine lines and wrinkles. Okay, waving at you guys. It's the pigmentation formation, and people who have fair skin, it's the fine lines and wrinkles that comes first. So I would probably do, Eva, if you're okay, can you tell me, Eva, are you using it for fine lines and wrinkles, or are you using it for pigmentation? That I would have to know. Okay. Afreen, I'm 22 years old. I don't use Retin-A. I just use a moisturizer. I'll let you know on the Instagram. Okay, so that's one thing. Is Afreen, that's good that she doesn't use any Retin-A or retinol, because she's already told me she has sensitive skin and she's already prone to dryness. Okay, so anyone else have it? Oh, okay, I'm not seeing any. I'm just seeing waves here on the Instagram here. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, Anushka Pradhan. I got one small spot when I went to the beach. I belong to Hill. I'm not sure what that means. I belong to Hill. And it got bigger and bigger. 32, afraid that it would ever go away. It has made me conscious. Earlier it was small, so I was least concerned. Okay, so again, based on what you're telling me, it does sound like it was caused by UV rays, so more melanin production. So I would actually put extra sunscreen on that. And then also, if you can get, depending on what country you're from, is to put on a serum that maybe has some kojic acid or bearberry extract or some kind of natural lighteners on there to suppress the pigmentation formation, and then also protect it from UV rays. Okay. Lupita, yes. Is a cream pure hydroquinone with sensitive skin? Should you use hydroquinone with tretinoin, or use one to lighten skin, and in the morning use vitamin C for moisture? Okay, so if you have sensitive skin, I probably wouldn't use the one with tretinoin, especially during the summertime. I would, and if you haven't used it yet, Lupita, the hydroquinone, I would test patch first. Okay. Also, if you have really dark skin, tretinoin has been, for some people, has led to some white spots. Okay, so what the white spots are is the melanocyte, that's the cell that creates the melanin, died. So now you have hypopigmentation, not hyperpigmentation, but hypo. And hypopigmentation is irreversible. That melanocyte has died. There's no more pigmentation formation. And that is why I say to test patch first to make sure that your skin doesn't respond. And you also need to know that you can only use hydroquinone for a certain amount of time. And then after that, you need to take a break with that. Okay. Okay. Both. Okay. 47. Okay. She's 47. Okay, both. If you're using it for fine lines and wrinkles. Okay, so during the summer, Eva, I think that's so funny. Here I am trying to pronounce it. It says, oh, Eva Newton. Oh, hello. Okay, so Eva, what I would do is in the summertime, again, it's counterintuitive, but you need to use lighteners that don't cause photosensitivity. And also, you need to use a lot of sunscreen, and you're still going to have to exfoliate somewhat. I would now switch to, I hope you are not using anything that's a leave-on exfoliator that you that you rinse off. So you may want to use a lactic acid based scrub, right, that you use at night and then you rinse off, and then do it like once every couple of days. But what dark skinned people need to do is you have to suppress and manage the pigmentation during the summer, and then you can go back to it in the winter time, okay? Because I'm sure all you guys know, if you have the ability to tan and you just go out drive, even if you put on sunscreen, right? And you're just going to the store doing your errands and you come back inside during the summer, you look at your arms, right? Or wherever that it's exposed, and you know, like this, right? You notice that you got a little bit darker. You can't help it. That's because it's a sunscreen, not a sunblock, right? So unless you're covering yourself completely, I mean, that's how you protect your skin. Okay, Wanda, one more question. Sunscreens, 100 plus, is it okay or is it too much? Well, Wanda, I can't really tell what you look like or how fair you are. If you are just going to the store and doing errands, you know, on a day-to-day basis, 100 plus is overkill. You don't need that much. However, okay, here's the caveat though. Let's say you're going to go to the beach. You have fair skin. You burn very, very easily. You have a family history of skin cancer, or you yourself have had skin cancer, then that is when I would, and it's too hot and you don't want to cover up, right? And you want to join the family and be with them, then I would put the 100 in a 75. It doesn't matter. I mean, you could do that, right? But for let's just say the average person who has never had skin cancer, who can tan somewhat, and the thing is, you have to reapply anyway. It doesn't matter if it's SPF 100 or SPF 30. Sunscreen still breaks down. It still oxidizes. So you still have to reapply. Okay? Okay. Let me see here. My scalp was normal, but when I get the hair cut, I don't know why, but after that, my scalp became oily. The hairdresser used so much heat for drying my hair. So can it be a reason for my oily scalp? It could be, or it could be the shampoo that they were using. A lot of times the shampoo that they use is, you know, to cut down on cost. They're not going to have a shampoo for oily hair, shampoo for dry hair. Typically, they just have like a general, you know, all hair type kind of shampoo just for everyone. It just depends on who you go to, and that could have caused it as well. But heat can also do that, or the hair products that they're using. So there's a lot of factors in that. You're welcome, Eva. Let's see. It's been 2 years. I don't use any oil on my scalp now. I just wash my hair 3 to 4 times a week. Washing more is good for my hair. No. So the oilier your hair is, and the more that you strip it, the more you're going to produce oil. So you need to use a balancing one for your hair and not wash it so much. And then if you use conditioner, if the ends of your hair is dry, put it only on the ends, because you're producing enough oil. So your scalp actually produces up to 2 times more oil than your face, because it needs to get onto the hair to soften the hair. Okay. And that is why people who tend to have curly hair or kinky hair, they tend to have more breakage, because their hair is curly. So it's more difficult for that hair to get more evenly, you know, getting down to the strands. Okay. So that's why if you have oily hair, you don't need oils or conditioner up here. You may need it down here, right? Because it's hard for that oil to get down to the ends. Okay. Okay, so Wanda has light skin. Oh, okay, yeah. So basically you're going to have to use a higher SPF, obviously, right? Because it's going to protect more from the UV rays in that short amount of time while that sunscreen is working. Sunscreen and sunblock is different. Well, so that's what I'm saying. So the FDA said, I have it in I can put the link of that. Hold on, let me try to find it on here. On what the FDA, I has the sources underneath in that video about that. Let me see if I can find it, okay? Really quick for you. They used to say sunblock, like like it used to be, if you read, well, some of you are too young, but in the 70s it used to say sunblock. They used to use sunblock all the time, and then the FDA said you cannot use the word sunblock anymore. It has to be sunscreen. So let me find it. I'll put the link in there. Okay, hold on here. Here it is. And underneath the video, I put the link of like the FDA stuff. So that's the link to that, okay? Okay, let me see. Hair, it becomes oily easy in 2 to 3 days. Yes, I apply only out there. And how many times should I wash my hair then? Well, it's not how many times. It's you have to find the right shampoo so that it balances it out more. Because if you're using the wrong shampoo, no matter how many times you wash your hair can get really oily. So you have to find one that's balancing. Excuse me. So that's what I would probably do, is find one that's more balancing, a balancing hair shampoo. Not so high in sulfates, okay? Because sulfates will strip the oil from the skin. Live in San Diego for summer. I'm in San Diego too. Let's see, for summer, can I use cream hydroquinone at night and vitamin C in the morning? I have light brown skin. Yes. Yes, you can do that, Lupita. What do you think about those HelioCare supplements? Okay, so HelioCare, do you mean like the ones, like the gummy bear, or I'm not familiar with, I mean, I've heard of HelioCare supplements, but can you be more specific as to what specific product in there? So this is the one thing I think is really funny. A lot of these supplements, you know, for hair and nails, right? Stronger hair and nails. Okay. You don't have to get, there's nothing special about them. It's the biotin that's in them. So you can just go to like Costco or whatever. You don't have to get the gummy bears. And what I think is really funny is they have sugar in them, right? And sugar causes glycation, and so it breaks down collagen and elastin. So I just think that's really funny. Like, what there's nothing special about gummy bears. You just get the supplements, and then you don't need the sugar, and you don't need the artificial colors in them. Let me see. So Sangeetha, I hope I said Sangeeta, I'm not sure, Cornelius, she's 15. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, she's 15 years old. She's 15, and I suffer from immense hair fall. Please suggest. Okay, if you're only 15 years old and you are experiencing lots of hair loss, it may be you're lacking a nutrition. I would go to the doctor and find out, because at that age, that's not normal, right? So I would go to the doctor and find out that, you know, if you're lacking a certain nutrient with that, because it's, when I say normal, I should say, like, for example, women in menopause, and I'm going to go more into that in a future video, that is the sudden fall off of the estrogen. You can start to get hair loss. But at 15 years old, that's a little too young. So I would go seek a doctor and do some tests, because, yeah, that's not normal. Jamu Creative Girl, drinking apple cider vinegar with lukewarm water is good for skin. It's good for the body. Okay, it's good for the body, yes. Because that pH, because most people's diet is too acidic. The inside of our body's pH needs to be alkaline. The outside of our skin needs to be acidic. And in the Western world, it's opposite. Most people in the West, the inside, we eat too many things that are acidic, and then we use too many products that are alkaline. Okay. Gloria, feel young. Hydrofacial is for dark spot. Okay, so that's the one with the, if you're talking about the trademark name of the microdermabrasion using also with water, not for the summertime. No, not for the summertime. And Gloria, if you're a professional, you already know what you're doing. But if you are thinking about doing a hydrofacial, you need to get a full consultation before they do that first. They also need to understand what kind of products that you're using, because you may be using products that are contraindicated. I've heard too many times from clients where they've gotten these things and I said, okay, did they do these things to prep your skin, to understand your skin more? And a lot of times they say no, and what ends up happening is later down the road they go, it got worse. So make sure they do these things and really understand your skin before they do something like that. I recommend if you are someone who's prone to be able to get tan, that you don't do this in the summertime. Okay? Okay. Let's see. I'm going to look for in my shampoo. So some amount of sulfates, if you don't color your hair, you can use some sulfates in there because it does break down that oil if you are too oily. So I would and also what I would do is I would dilute somewhat. You know, when you put the shampoo, a lot of times people will take the shampoo and they just put it right on their scalp. Dilute it a little bit, you know, work it up to somewhat of a foam and then put it on your hair. Okay, so that's what I probably would do. Look for in shampoos, I would look for maybe a more natural cocoa glucoside, which is a coconut-based surfactant in there. I would play around, Afreen, with the different types of shampoo. Okay, what country are you from? What country am I from? I'm in America. Let me see. Heliocare sub contains polypodium leucotomos, supposed to help protect you from the sun. Oh, well, actually, there are supplements that help you protect you from the sun. And everyone talks about sunscreen, right? Creating a physical sunscreen or putting a chemical sunscreens, but there are foods that actually help you with the sun. I did a little bit of research on it, and I also, when I went to Tahiti, these people wear no sunscreen, none. And they actually, and I said, how come they were out there all day long and they were dark. And I said, so you guys don't wear sunscreen? And they laughed at me and they said, sunscreens are for tourists only. So I started to do my research on that, and I found it really interesting that they wore they're out there for like hours. And the sun south of the equator is so strong. And not only, I mean, obviously they were really dark, so they had their own self-protection, but a lot of them did not have a lot of the fine lines and wrinkles. So we're going to be talking about the supplements on that. So yes, Phoenix, to answer your question, yes, there are things that you can take to help your skin to a point, because you have to remember everyone's skin is different, where your skin can withstand more UV ray. What was I going to say? Oxidation. Okay, oxidation. And you don't have to be necessarily like super dark like they were. Let me find that video on there. Because I did my own unscientific experiment, and I can get really dark, but I purposely stay out of the sun. However, I love being outdoors. I love hiking. I love paddleboarding. I love swimming. I love scuba diving. I love doing all that stuff. So that you're in the sun, right? So obviously you can see that I have minimal sun damage, and I do wear sunscreen, but I'm also out in the sun. So I do take some supplements to help me with that. Let me find that for you. Um, and you guys can watch it. It's really, it's fascinating. And I actually made this video only for, it was private for my clients in the newsletter, and I made it public probably like a year and a half ago. So let me put it in here and you guys can watch it. Okay. Hey, you guys up there. I'm sorry I keep looking down. I keep forgetting about you guys here. Let me see. Florence, sorry for the question. Can you please tell us the food to avoid to have healthy hair, skin, and rest of your body? Well, I'm sure all of us already know, right? So it's sugars, right? Processed sugars. But I have read in clinical studies the worst combination, which is so good, but the worst combination, they said, is unhealthy fats and sugars together that were cooked at very high temperatures. So when you eat that, you're releasing you're putting a bunch of free radicals into your body, as well as causing glycation. So that would be like donuts, right? That's sugar and high fats, and they were deep fried. So that's really bad. French fries. Oh, that's my biggest vice. I love French fries. So French fries, but those are the two combinations: sugars and fats put together, cooked in hot. Oh, barbecue. So let's say you have a fatty meat like pork, and then you put like barbecue sauce that has sugar in it, right? And then it's like cooked in very high heat. That's really bad. Those combinations are bad, and I'll put the video for that on there with all of these things I'm putting on there, because it also has sources in there. If you guys are like science geeks, you guys can look at the sources as well. So let me find that one. That is the one about the anti-aging tip that nobody is talking about, or tip you won't believe. I think it's this one here. So, however, just like foods can age your skin faster, you can also neutralize them by taking antioxidants. And so when you're eating that, one of the things that I do is, because I do like barbecue. Okay, I do like barbecue. I like donuts too. So what I will do is, before or after, depending on the time of day, is I will take a vitamin C, antioxidant, right, before or after the meal to somewhat neutralize what I'm eating. Okay, so do I eat healthy? Yes, but do I also eat some foods that are not good for you? Yes, I do. Not perfect, but I do. Yes, Jamu, thank you for joining. Okay, dilute it with water. I was waiting for live. You really inspire me. Oh, okay. Teddy Roosevelt asks, do you happen to know where to buy a huge bottle of hydroquinone cream online? Huge for all over the body application. Those I found are always in a small tube. Okay, Teddy, there's a reason for that. You should not be putting it all over your body, because your liver is going to go overtime to get that out of your system. It's because it's been linked to, it's cancer causing agent at large amounts. Okay. So let's see. Cream online. I would want to know, Teddy, why you want to use all over your body, because that kind of asks that, like, I'm like, okay, do you have pigmentation issues all over your body, in which it may not be the type that you want to lighten? It may be another, like, do you have vitiligo? Like what is it that you have? So there's a reason why it's in a tube, because you shouldn't be using that much of it. Okay. Okay. Let me see here. Hold on here. Trying to score it. Okay. Request to be in my live video. Okay, hold on here. Those are my 3 favorite food groups. I know. Okay, so is tree oil safe used during the day? I found this ingredient common cause a lot of problems because it's pure essential oil. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So you should never put a pure essential oil. Those are essentially get it? Hormones, plant hormones, right? It's the essence of their life. And so you have to always put it in a carrier oil to dilute it. If you put it directly on your skin, you get any type of UV exposure on it, you can get phytophotodermatitis. Okay. Remy, what to do to keep the skin naturally healthy while using hydroquinone? Can't. You have to, that's why they tell you to only use it for a certain amount of months at a time, and then you need to take a break from it. Okay. You need to use other alternatives with hydroquinone, because it's never meant to be used long term. Okay. And to prove that, I'm actually going to do a follow-up on a video on a client that I've been working with, where nothing could darken. She had melasma all over her face, and I'm going to show you her follow-up. I've been working with her now for about a year now. Oh, actually not even a year. It will be a year next month. And I've lightened up her skin without using any tretinoin, retin-A, or hydroquinone, and you'll see it. I'll do a follow-up video, because some of you guys have asked about her, like whatever happened with her, so you will see her after. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go now. Okay, so you are welcome. Okay, so let's see. Hold on here. Okay, so I'm going to do this live with Chantel. I have no idea who Chantel is. Chantel, did you get... Oh, she declined. Okay. Okay, so... okay, any other... What time is it right now? Oh, it's 11 o'clock already. Okay, so it's been about an hour. If there's no other questions, I'm going to get going, because I'm really, really busy. Some of you guys know I'm getting ready to move, so we're trying to move everything. So if there's no other questions on that, Lupita, if using hydroquinone at night, is a vitamin E cream as a moisturizer good to use? If your skin is dry, which hydroquinone sometimes can be drying to certain skin types, yeah, that's fine to use. How long can one use hydroquinone at one time? It's typically, depending on the percentage of it, anywhere from 2 to 4 months at a time. Sometimes 3 months. It just depends on what other products, what other ingredients are in there. Let's see. Thanks for your time. Oh, you're welcome. Let's see, Lisa. Oh, you're welcome. So please stay tuned. Please make sure that you are subscribed. You guys, give me more likes here. Give me more thumbs up here. I've answered all your questions, and there's only 18 thumbs up here. So yes, thank you. So hydroquinone all face. You mean put it on like entirely on your face? Well, that depends on if you, that depends on if you have melasma all over your face. Thank you for all those likes. So anyway, stay tuned. I'm going to be talking a lot about summer skincare with is kojic acid arbutin a good skin lightener? Yes, Chantel, absolutely. Yes, it is good. I'm going to be doing a lot of these because it seems, based on the clients, these new clients that I'm talking about, it seems that the darker their skin is, the more they put on there, and especially during the summer, that is not what you want to do. Okay. I did from the beginning. Yay. Can you use it on your entire face? Yes, you can if you have melasma. Okay, only on the spots. Yeah, I would only start on the spots first, okay? So can you guys see? I can see, but you guys may not be able to see. See, I've got like pigmentation all right here. I've got a dark one that's actually starting to come back now that it's summer. Oh yeah, see, you could see it right here. Woo! So it's not that I just treat people with hyperpigmentation. I have hyperpigmentation, and I have learned with my skin, you know, and you have to kind of tweak it as you go along, but do the opposite of what you would do in the summertime. Okay. And I will start putting out videos so you can so that goes deeper into what you can do. Okay. So other than that, and I started putting out shorts, which are short, really, you know, a minute or less, of just like little tips for you guys. So look for that, and I will talk to you soon. Okay. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.